All right, we're live. Welcome to the weekly real estate talk show with Raul Luna here, and congratulations for making it. For making the time, the space to be here. Learning and always sharpening your skill. Whether you're new, ladies and gentlemen, whether you're new, you're experienced. I know that I have real estate agents here connected. Um, there's people that are really well rounded now, and they're still connecting. So you'll learn from very successful people that they're always consistently looking to how to grow themselves. And then there's the new ones that, it reminds me when I was first starting the real estate investing career, about what is it now, 19 years ago. It was interesting to see, when you don't know, when you don't know what you don't know, it's kind of, to a certain degree, it's kind of intimidating, scary, beyond the point that if you had, inferiority levels like I used to have, for real estate investing and in my own personal level as well. So very important. So today we're going to cover a topic on how to invest in real estate without credit, without money, even without a job if you don't have one, or if you're completely on the unemployment line, or if you're completely broke. And how do I know this? Well, because I've been in that situation. If I was to tell you my story, see, today you may hear a lot of great things about my results, my life, and how great things are going, and everything else. But it was a point of my life. I tell people my first decade, I messed it up, and I'm so happy, I'm so grateful that I did. Why? Because in order to become better, you will go through mistakes. Okay, it's inevitable. And I know that even though I built a portfolio, a real estate portfolio, it was interesting because I went bust in 2009. I know what I did wrong. I know that I did stupidity and did a lot of things very crazily. I was buying incorrectly. I was overbidding on properties, and I can tell you what I did wrong. Not only that, I partner up with the wrong people. They ended up basically suing me, and so it gets nasty. Why do I tell you this? Because one thing I will promise you, you're gonna get it the way it is, how it is, whether you like it or whether you don't. If you're a hater, I'm happy for you. If you're a great, a follower and you love our content, I'm ultra happy for you. Either way, you're going to get it direct, because there's no other way with my own life, with the way I chose to live my life. So, I'm grateful to be here with you so that you can learn and get to be better at the real estate investing aspect. And guess what? The good thing is this: when you've gone through so many things in life, you will become better if you have purpose, if you are doing things with purpose. So there's three things that I want you to pay attention to that you will need. One way or the other, in order to succeed, you will need. Those are not the only three things, but these three things are very common for the people that are ultra successful in real estate, outside of real estate in general. They're principles, if you want to put them that way. They're really principles. And principles don't change with time. The difference from a principle and something that is not is that, basically 100 years could go by, 200 years could go by, and the principle, it remains the same. So I'll give you an example. You must have purpose. Okay, every successful person has purpose in life. Number two is they are decision makers. They make decisions, and they usually make them fast. And number three is they have great, amazing, rich contacts. Okay, and in this business, as well as any other business, you got to have some great contacts. Okay, so it's really important. So anyways, I don't know about you, but I remember when I first started this journey, I remember thinking that I needed money, credit, that I needed a great job. And for the typical purchase, for your residential home where you're going to live, for the typical normal purchase, yes, you may need that and many other things. All right. Now, keep in mind, I'm not talking for you to buy your own home in this channel. I'm talking precisely how to become a real estate investor. How can you invest even if you are completely broke. 2009, I was in the unemployment line here in Modesto, California, you know, but I was buying real estate because at the time, you know, I went bankrupt. And guess what? I had to do something. I had to awaken myself up. I wasn't going to just stay still. See, it's not how hard you get hit. It's if you're willing to get up after you get hit. And everybody's going to get hit one way or the other, okay? I'm letting you know not to discourage you, but in order for you to become even stronger, because it's a matter, you know, for people that are going big and huge, there's going to be setbacks, but the setbacks is so that you can have a stronger comeback. Okay. So keep that in mind, because, you know, there's a lot of people out there that they think a bankruptcy is bad. And I can tell you one thing, a BK may make you better. You know, and if you got purpose, if you got, you know, if you're a person that leads with purpose and that lives, leads, and makes decision with purpose, guess what? Things are just going to get better, right? So there's, in order for things to get brighter, guess what? Things will get darker first. Okay, so whether you like it or not, I'm just sharing, you know, absolute truth, and really, hopefully you take it to heart and really run with it. All right. So, but I'm grateful. I'm grateful for where I've been because, you know, of what I just shared, and I'm grateful for where I'm going because I know that allows me to buy things at a much better way. It allows me to be, you know, a much better person, looking at things that otherwise I wouldn't look. But anyhow, let's get started today. It's about how can you invest, you know, or how can you buy properties with, you know, no money. I will tell you the things that you will need. Okay, you will need, number one, courage. Courage to make decisions. Okay, you will have to have courage. Number two, you will need confidence. And number three, you will need contacts. Number four, you need a channel of where to find freaking awesome real estate deals consistently. You got to master how to find them. Okay, if you have, okay, number five, you're going to need to be great at negotiation and or, you know, people skills. Okay, and I know it's a lot that we're going to be covering, and if there's any questions, we're going to take them. Mr. Omar is going to be helping me here. So those five things are critical, are a must. I'm not saying you have to be a master at every single one. If whatever reason you lack something, then you can partner up with someone that has it. Okay, you know how many people come to me and partner up with me because, you know, they may lack one thing, but they see that they see that I have it. I may partner up with somebody else because they're stronger on certain areas that they may have that I don't have, and vice versa. So instead of seeing what you lack, and instead of seeing what the bad things in others, start seeing the strengths in yourself and the strengths in others. When you shift the way you see things, then things will start to appear differently in your life. Okay, so hopefully you really get to understand that, and make sure that it's a better way of living anyways. All right, so I'm going to show you a case study that we just closed. Literally, we just closed here. When was it? I think it was Monday. When is it today? Um, today it's Wednesday. All right, today's Wednesday. And says C2, I've lost a lot of money in the past. Hey, you know what? Whenever you're looking to grow, there's gonna be setbacks, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, whenever you're looking to grow. So if you don't like setbacks, then do yourself a big favor. Don't ask for growth. Don't seek growth. You know, and mainly I'm sharing this because I know that, you know, as I'm starting to appear more and more in social media, doing these webinars, you know, I'm attracting fans, but I'm also attracting haters. There's the law of the opposites that says if there's a high, there's a low. If there's a left, there's a right. If there's light, there's darkness. If there's negativity, there's positivity. So if you attract greatness, you will also attract the opposite, you know, whether you like it or not. because the law of the opposite is always in constant work, whether you believe it or not. It's like the law of gravity. Whether you believe it or not, if you go to the rooftop of a 50-unit building and jump yourself, one thing I will guarantee you, you will fly for a few seconds and bang yourself really hard. Well, it's a law. I can't change it. And just like the universal laws that I can't change, there is laws to success on how to invest in real estate. And that's precisely what I'm, sharing on these channels and many more. Like, I got a program that we just recently recorded by the name of, how to find freaking awesome real estate deals that today you can get. It's absolutely all recorded. It's a full-blown day that you could actually go. I think, and correct me, Omar, I think is levelupnowacademy.com/, what is it? / something, Omar. Find. There you go. levelupnowacademy.com/find. Yes, that's what I'm going to offer you. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I feel proud on what I teach, on what I share, because it works. And I'm going to prove it right now. I'm going to show you. I'm going to share my screen because I want you to know one thing, that before I teach, I do. Before I share, I do. Before I tell you what I did, I come from, I don't want to be sharing theory or going and reading a book and then coming and sharing that book. That's just not the way I do things. I will show you that if I can do it, if a farm boy from a farm town is able to get it done, that lives in a farm place right now, or in a farm city or in a farm area, guess what? It's investing in the Bay Area as well as, outside of the state. Well, anybody can, all right? Just remember what I shared, the 5 things, okay? That's crucial. I mean, there's more to it, but at least get those things ingrained in your head because they're going to be needed. You know how many people know a lot, but their confidence level is so low? So imagine this, knows a lot, confidence level very low. So how are you going to communicate? Imagine communicating with no excitement, with no passion, no purpose, no vision. I mean, picture that. Picture someone communicating without the level of conviction. So it's very important, right? You got to be confident on whatever is it that you're doing. I'm confident on what I got. I can tell you one thing. You buy my program, $497 program. I think it's 10 to 12 hours or more of exactly how to find totally absurd, outstanding, amazing deals. And I'm going to show you one that we just did. And I'm going to give credit where credit is due. A couple of my students actually brought it to me. It was, they attend to our meetups that we do on a monthly basis. One of them took my course originally, the very first one that I did, and he learned something. He learned one thing that he implemented right away, immediately. He even told me about it. He called me up and said, Raul, I partner up with somebody else so that they can do the direct mail. And we started sending letters. And now, he's got the money. I don't got the money. But, he's sending the letters. And guess what? Mr. Jason and Mr. Ted brought me a deal that I'm going to share here precisely. So give me a second, all right? I'm going to go to redfin.com. And I want you to see this. They actually send out an email. I called them right away and told them about it and share the several things that we could do. And they liked it. We ended up obviously partnering up on the deal. And guess what? We just closed 2 days ago. And I want to show it to you guys right now. Give me a second. Let me remember the address. 155 Starlight. And I'm going to show you evidence because, some people, some skepticals and some haters need to, they truly need to, see that it's not about just theory, it's about the reality. This property, look at, I like Redfin, for the most part, not a perfect website. Nobody, no website tends to be perfect, all right? But, it's okay. It's good enough, right? So this is a property that we just closed on in San Mateo 2 days ago, all right? And we did it with no money, okay? Literally no money. And what I mean by that don't get it confused. We do use money, but it doesn't have to be your money. Okay, just so that you know, money does need to be used to transact. In this case, how we're doing it, but doesn't have to be your money. Doesn't have to be your name on the line, your credit, or whatever it is. Okay, so in this particular case, you know, Mr. Ted and Mr. Jason, because they personally trust me, they, you know, we've known each other for quite a while. You know, they've been looking at deals. This was an off-market deal. Is not on the MLS. It was brought through net, you know, high-level networking. You know, and it's interesting the power, ladies and gentlemen, you know, when you're a positive person, when you're really passionately positive, it's better than being negative. Even when the world is falling apart. Even when the world is falling apart. Listen to what I said. The true hardest work, the hardest true hardest, the hardest thing in the life of humankind, I don't believe is the action. I don't believe is the activity. It's about having self, inner, emotional control. It goes even deeper, but we don't got time for that. So let's get back into real estate because I get sidetracked really, really bad here. Okay. Because you know, people think it's the activity. People think is the how to, you know, it's not what you do, is how you do it. It's what emotions are happening when you're looking for properties. What are you thinking? What are your thoughts when you're knocking on doors? What are your thoughts, your emotions when you're selling, when you're sending direct mail? What are your thoughts and emotions? You know, that's why I think it was, I think it was, what is his, you know, I'm forgetting his name. It's Mr. Jim Rome. I would never forget, I couldn't understand this little phrase that he said, work more on yourself than in your business. I just couldn't get it. Years went by and I couldn't get it. Today I do, because I'm very attuned and I'm very big in personal development. Because if you don't develop yourself, automatically, automatically, I know you're going downhill. You know, and it's crucially important. It's super important. Okay, so anyhow, you know what this Redfin is saying that it's worth about 1.9. I don't think it's true. I think this property is worth way more than way more than 2 million. So anyways, this is 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 1,620 square feet, built in 1959. And look what the comparables, just this comparable alone, just this one, which is almost identical. Look at this once again: 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 1620. And look at this one: 4 bedrooms, 3-bath, 1661. Maybe about a block away, it's 2,075,000. I think this property, you know, done right in the right cycle of the market, you know, we can look at comparables. A comparable is showing that it could be even up to close to the 2.1, right? So anyways, imagine this. They had it under contract. Mr. Ted and Mr. Jason put this deal under contract for 1.4 and some change. It was 1.4. I'm just going to round up numbers just to make it simple. $1.4 million. You know, from 2.1 to 1.4, amazingly, right? Well, let me tell you this. When they brought it to me, I straight out told them, listen, we're going to do this deal with no money. How is it that we're going to do it? We're going to put a first, obviously, with a hard money lender, and we're going to do a second with a private money lender. Are you guys okay with that? Are you guys okay not using money? And they said, well, Raul, we're okay with it. We're okay. If we don't have to use money, we're okay. Let me ask you this. Are you okay? I mean, are you okay? And I told him, listen, I will use my resources. I can't obviously in public say how much they charge me in interest rates and points, because number one, you may faint. And number two, you're not going to be able to get it from them, because we do so much business with these entities that they obviously provide us with certain, you know, levels of terms that is not, available to anybody or not available to just anyone. This is not to make you any less. It's just a true fact. And at the same token, once you get some experience under your belt, guess what? You're going to get to experience also the same benefits. But I'll give you a ninja tip, all right? Are you ready for a ninja tip? If you're ready for a ninja tip, okay, make the sound as a ninja. Wah! Let me tell you why. Because if you're not getting great terms, partner up with someone that has experience that can get great terms. See, just because you don't have those benefits under your name doesn't mean you cannot benefit from those benefits. Be creative. Be willing to give a portion of the pie. Be willing to be a creator and someone that is willing to share the pie to grow even faster. Okay, so anyhow, I'm going to show you evidence about this. Okay, let me show you the final settlement statement. Watch this. You should be watching the screen. Hopefully you are watching, and you'll see some dates here. Okay, you'll see some dates here. Okay, do you see some dates? What does this say? July 8th, right? July 8th. And it says for how much it was purchased, right? Look at this thing. Does it say? It says 1.47, $1,407,000 and 327 cents. I mean, $27. Sorry. Can you imagine? I don't even know how to pronounce the millions. So guess what? You don't have to be great in English or in writing, or you can even have an accent just like I do. And, if you went to college or you didn't, it's okay. If you are a city girl, city boy, or, farm boy, farm girl, doesn't matter. It's not where you came from, is where you're headed. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. Picture that, understand that, ladies and gentlemen. Look, we bought it for 1.4, and look what the loan says. The loan says that they're lending 1.445. What an amazing thing. Okay, so what an amazing thing, right? That we buy it for 1.4, but the lender says, you know what? Heck with it, man. I'm going to lend you more than what you're paying for. Would you imagine that? Now, I know there's going to be a lot of questions because, you may be thinking, what the heck? And I'll tell you, this much, just keep that in mind. Just wanted to show it there. So anyways, I'm going to come back and then I want to show you, let me see if I can show you, let me see if I'm able to show you. We have it under contract, by the way. And you know what? I don't know where I left it, but anyhow, it's under contract. Yesterday went under contract. So on Monday, which was, Monday at 3 p.m., they told us about that we were on record. And then yesterday, it went under contract. And we're closing on Friday. Okay, we're closing this Friday. So picture that. It went under contract for 1,625,000, something like that. 1,625,000. I didn't blank certain things that I think it's important that I blank out because I didn't ask for permission specifically on that one. But anyhow, so that's just to show you. So what I did basically is I went hard money, and the hard money lenders, they will lend pretty much everything, 100% of the renovation and 90% of the purchase. And then on top of it, I went to a private money lender. Now, why would a private money lender will lend on something like this? Remember what I said? Remember the 5 things. Who can share the 5 things that I just shared? Who can put it on the chat? The very 5 things that I said that you must have, ladies and gentlemen. Who could actually do that? Okay. Is there anyone that can name them? Because if no one can name them, then I guess we're all losing our time. Right? So courage to make decisions, okay? We got Gloria saying courage to make decisions, confidence. What else? So we got courage, confidence. What else? Purpose, purpose. What else? Contacts, contacts. Ladies and gentlemen, I mean, if you're just here watching this thing, I mean, and you're not paying attention, so listen, we talked about you got to have courage, confidence, contacts, purpose, be good at finding deals and negotiating. Remember, those are the 5 things. I really hope, ladies and gentlemen, once again, you ought to be paying attention and be present, all right? Because you don't have those 5 things, go and partner up with someone that does. As simple as that. Now, anyhow, just wanted to share this. Why? Because I think, people think that, when I share things, they may think, oh, the reason why Raul is succeeding is because he's got everything on silver platter. No, I hustle, I'm out there. I'm out there just like, anyone else, working, my butt off, but it pays off. Why? Because if you do the math, not too bad. I'm very happy. You know what makes me the greatest, the most happy? I'm most happy. I'm the happiest when I know that there's progress and I can watch progress for other people. You're the happiest when you're experiencing progress. But if you put yourself in the path of progress, then you're going to experience that progress. Guess what? For Mr. Ted, for Mr. Jason, I'm just very grateful for them. Grateful that they saw a great opportunity, that they thought of sending out an email, and that they thought about, being the right person to partner up. And I was, and I told them, are you okay if we don't use none of your money, if we don't use your credit, if we don't use, basically, if you don't have a steady job, or if you do, that's fine. Is it okay we just literally do it the old classic way, the way we like to do it? He says, I'm totally fine. So ladies and gentlemen, if you pay close attention to it, why did we sold it for 1625? Somebody else, we left a lot of meat on the bone still. Someone else, it's going to make some great money as well. And you know what? We're okay with it. We're okay. And the reason why is because when you're abundant, you're going to allow to, for others to make money. When you're abundant, you're going to help others to also make money. When you're abundant, when you're operating from a state of abundance, I'm not saying to give it away. I'm not saying to just, heck with it. I don't want it. I'm talking about be willing to partner, to share, be willing to give, be willing to pass it on, be willing to be creative, be willing to do things that are, that are non-typical. I asked one of my very great friends, or one of my very great friends asked me, I should say, he says, Raul, why do you like to either, hotel or wholesale? And I said, listen, because the reason why I wholesale or hotel, various reasons, but the key elements, number one, is because I know that there's more properties coming our way. I am a success attractor. If I attract success, if I attract great people, if I attract great deals, and I know and I feel it and I believe it, shouldn't I be operating under that same belief and premise? He says, yes. So that's why I like for other people to also make, a portion of the money, because I rather know, feel, believe that there is abundance of deals coming our way. Abundance of deals coming our way. So anyhow, I'm going to take a few questions before we wrap up for today. Mr. Omar, if you can help me with some questions, but I just wanted to obviously let you know that this is something that I didn't do last year. I didn't do 10 years ago. It's fresh from the oven.
Yes, Ms. Lori asked, will this property be wholesaling or rehab?
No, we sold it as is. So basically, we closed on it. We closed escrow. We took title to the asset. and we put it under contract in the exactly same shape. Well, by the way, let me take that back. No, it wasn't on the same shape. It wasn't the same shape, but we actually invested on a locksmith and a combo box. So I don't know. We probably put $100.
Carmen asked, where did the deposit for the 11,000 came from?
Borrowed money.
Okay. She says that I know you can discuss terms and points, but can you discuss the split between the Harmony lender and the private lender?
What was it again?
She says that she knows that you can discuss all the terms, but she wants to know the split between the Harmony lender and the private lender. I mean, I think maybe the rate that they're charging.
I cannot discuss rates because I have not, they precisely don't want me to discuss rates. So I will respect the fact that they don't want me to discuss it. Why? Because and maybe it's not the split. Maybe what it could be, guys. Maybe about the split is what is the Harmony lender is lending versus maybe the private money lender. That's how I'm understanding the question, Mr. Omar. So if it's that, the Harmony lender lends me 90% plus 100% of the remodel. Okay, so they're basically going to lend me up to 90%. So on something like this, 1.4, what is 90% of 1.4? I don't even know what it is. Okay, so do the math, whatever that is. So what I did is the private money lender lends me the down payment, the closing cost, the operating cost, the holding cost, and basically on a project like this, we think we can do it in around about 30 days. If you have the correct teams in place. So we decided that it was better for the in this case for the partnership to be able to sell it in the same condition that it was, because one of the resources that I bring to the table, ladies and gentlemen, is that I got great contacts, and I wasn't, I've been building these relationships for years now. So it's not like, I mean, I bring in, money sources from, construction sources to basically, even people that will take on the projects, like this. So if I answer your question is, basically the way we did it is we did 90% on one end and the difference with the private money lender.
Okay, perfect. Lena and Teresa asked, how did you find this deal? I know you mentioned that, but
right. So this deal was brought to me by a couple of students and meetup attendees. So basically, they brought it to me. But how they got it from a real estate agent. It was a pocket listing. Basically, they brought the deal to Ted. Ted put it under contract, and basically Ted actually brought it to me.
okay. Gloria asks, how do you come up with the wholesale price of 1.6 million?
Great question, man. Gloria has been one of the consistent attendees. She's getting like a master's degree on real estate investing. So there's various ways, guys. The thing is, I usually listen at this. Real estate investors will typically pay anywhere, and it depends. I invest very differently. I like to buy in the 70 to 75% of the ARV minus the repairs. When I sell to another investor, I like to sell in the 80% to 85. Depends. It depends. It's not that I usually put the bar slightly high. Doesn't mean I'm going to get it all the time. It only means that, if they come back and they want it for less, guess what? I'm just, I got to be real to myself and say, you know, uh, is that the max I can get? And if keep in mind, the moment you start getting greedy, you will get some punches in your face. So I'm willing to, on this property, I actually requested for more, and we landed for slightly less. Why? I just felt that that was the reasonable thing. There's still plenty of room for not for every investor. See, at most 98% of real estate investors that are flippers, they wouldn't touch this deal. So that's another thing that's another resource that I bring to the table, that you got to get together with some very heavy hitters, that the buyer who's buying this deal, they got construction teams in place, they got a lot of free money, it's a big huge buyer. So it's not Tom and Joe who are trying to just put a deal together. See, and in order to get to put things together, you got to obviously remember what I said, okay? Once again, and I think, if you guys really take this home, things will change in your life. Remember what I said, by having courage, confidence, purpose, contacts, finding freaking awesome real estate deals. So, ladies and gentlemen, go to levelupnowacademy.com/find. Buy yourself a program for $497. That, by the way, this program was sold for $1,000, but the value is not that. Okay, I want you to know the value is probably well over 10 grand with all the bonuses that you get. By the way, bonuses that you get a proof of fund from my resources, that you get up to $3 million. So when you're going to submit offers, you can use it. When you deal with a lot of real estate agents, guess what? They're going to want to see proof of funds, mainly. Guess what? I'm going to be able to provide you with that. I'm going to be able to basically help you evaluate three deals. Unless you're bringing deals that we're partnering, then it's going to be a whole different story. But I'll help you evaluate some of the deals. I'm going to give you access to basically my spreadsheets that I use. I'm going to give you access to the contracts that I use, to the assignment agreements that I use. I mean, you bet you'll have access where you can use it and just put it to use immediately. Guess what? You're going to learn from the 5 levels of the 5 funnels and strategies that I use to finding deals. So pay attention to that, because not only that, you're going to learn how to be great at people skills, and you're going to learn a lot. You're going to learn it. Just imagine, it's about 12 hours of content, and I'm giving you my blueprints to real estate investing. So it's really about how to find freaking awesome real estate deals. So go to levelupnowacademy.com/find. Invest for yourself. Once again, levelupnowacademy.com/find. Mr. Omar is going to put it there on the chat. And some people already have it here. I can see. And if you guys have it, like Miss Laurie has it, you guys will, have already automatic access to it. So congratulations on that. But for the ones that don't, like Mr. Alberto, I see him here. He's got access to that. Guess what? It's well worth it. I'll give you this much. If $497 holds you, then maybe you're not ready for greatness yet. You will. You'll probably, or if you think, oh, it's video, I get bored, whatever. Make your dreams bigger than excuses, so that you can truly get to live better results, right? Whatever excuse that you may have, I'll tell you this much. Go to the bank and try to deposit excuses, and they will reject you. But if you go to the bank and deposit, money, or deposit commas, they will accept you and they will welcome you. So let's change that for you, all right? Go ahead, get registered, get the program. It's all 100%, obviously guarantee. If you think that what I'm teaching is not real, if you don't think it's helping you, guess what? I don't want your money. It's 100%. If I can't make you money, I don't want yours. But you got to be genuine with yourself. If you're not, if you're not putting your own efforts, if you're not putting, you know, if you're not putting your, that for the most part, people don't succeed because it wasn't the program, the event. It was because there's so much information out there that you don't study one person. One of the things that I do is I study one person. So if you're going to study, for instance, how I do my business, study it until you until you implement it and start living some great results of it. You could see, once again, I got people here on, Mr. Alberto Bravo has experienced some greatness. We got Ms. Daisy Rees, Ms. Lurie. I got Mr. Juan Lopez here that has experienced some great results. Juan Lopez just actually flipped, one of his properties, and he was telling me how terrified he was because of the 2009 crash. We all got terrified, but once again, we're all going to get slapped. The question is, if you're going to be big enough so that the slap that you get, it's, you don't have nothing to worry about it. Okay. Usually when you feel things the strongest is when you're playing, when you're playing at a small scale, right? Everything starts small, just don't stay small. Okay. So anyways, go ahead and get registered. I got friends here that won't pay. They will not pay the $497, which is truly amazing, but they want free advice. Can you imagine? So, if the suit actually fits you, the message was for you. If it doesn't fit you, don't worry. and I'm being real, ladies and gentlemen. When we got people making 50,000, 100,000, 200,000, and 497 seems much, seems a lot. I hope that that's not you, right? Anyways, so any other question before we actually get before we conclude today's webinar?
Yeah, Carmen asked that is there any way for how can she send deals to you?
And send me deals at which email are we using? Is it info?
Info at levelupnowacademy.com.
Yeah, so it's info at levelupnowacademy.com. Is it that one, Omar? I think.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, info at levelupnowacademy.com. Ms. Carmen, I would ask and kindly request that the numbers have been worked out, that the ARV is there, that the renovation is there, and then if you see that you need help with something, obviously you can let us know. But keep in mind, I need to see ARV. We're still going to do our own inside numbers, but ARV, renovation, and what is it that it's either the asking price or the contract price or things of that nature. And I would invest pretty much on any growing populated place with job growth. In town, out of town. Mainly, I like to stay in my 8 counties that I invest the most, from San Francisco to San Jose, and then from Lodi all the way to Fresno. But doesn't mean that I'm confined just to that. I do not invest in secondary markets. I just don't touch them. It is not my play unless we're buying the property at 30, 40 cents on the dollar. I may think about it. Otherwise, if it's a secondary market, I just won't. I just bring me something in Carmel or Santa Cruz Mountains or Half Moon Bay, or you're probably gonna get. And once again, it doesn't mean I won't. It's just that 99% of the times I won't, because unless we're getting the deal for bare to nothing. Why? Because I've lost money on those markets. And because, it's just the nature of the beast, okay? So it hasn't been just everything, roses. I've lost money, I've gained money, but you know what? I don't shy from it. You're not getting a perfect dude. You're getting who I am, and always seeking to become better, okay? But I'm not striving for perfection. I'm striving for, execution and to add value into people's lives who are ready to obviously transform their lives, and really do something about it. So, ladies and gentlemen, next week on the weekly real estate talk show with Raul Luna, we're going to have a very special guest, okay? we're going to have a very special guest that's going to be teaching about how to make money, in real estate, once again, with no money whatsoever. And it's no other than Mr. Al Williamson, who is going to be teaching you about, how to make money on Airbnb. You don't even need to buy the properties. You could rent them, you could lease them. And it's very interesting because his model, it is amazing. More and more people are learning that they don't want to, have their home, that they rather want to, or they don't have to flip properties either. And he's going to be with me in the next weekly show. So just get ready, pass the word, Mr. Al Al Williams is going to be with us next following week. And then you're going to see some other guests that I'm going to start bringing as well. So get ready. Let's crush it. Have a phenomenal rest of your day. And, if you got a deal or you got, something that, you know that it's off market, or that's, you need help with, or the deal is too big or too small, or you just want a partner because you want to have the best resources ever, then just give us a shot. Send me an email, info@levelupnowacademy.com. Right? So congratulations. Thank you so much for being here with me today. We'll get to talk to you soon. And invest in yourself. All right? Go ahead and buy the program. It's well worth it. Thank you.